Hi, learners. Echo and I are very happy to be here to play some more word and sound games with you. The first game we're going to play today is a rhyming word game. I'm going to tell you a nonsense word that rhymes with a real word that is something you can do with your feet. You think of what the rhyming word is, call it out loud for Echo to hear. Echo will tell me, and I'll let you know if you're correct. For example, if I said swalk, you would call out walk because walk and swalk rhyme, and walk is something we do with our feet. You ready? Flance, dance, crun, run, glip, skip. Very nice. Our next activity, I'm going to chop out some individual sounds or phonemes. I want you to blend them together and call out for Echo the word that those phonemes make. Here's the first one. B, o, a, k. Block. Nice work. F, o, ag. Flag. K, o, if. Cliff. P, o, ot. Plot. Today we're going to be working with the digraph TH. TH makes the Z sound. I'm going to tell you some words and you tell me, do you hear Z at the beginning, the middle, or the end of the word? Where do you hear Z and they? At the beginning of the word. Where do you hear Z in weather? In the middle of the word. Where do you hear the sound V in them? In the beginning of the word. Where do you hear V in smooth? At the end of the word. For this next activity, I'm going to give you a word, and then I want you to chop it into the individual sounds or phonemes with me. The first word is clock. Chop that with me. K, u, a, k. Flip. F, u, ip. Glad. G, u, ad. Blade. B, u, aid. Nice job. For our last activity, I'm going to give you the ending part of a word first. Then I'll tell you to add a sound at the beginning. You blend it together and tell me the new word you get. Let's start with lock. Add b. Block. Lay. Add p. Play. Lash. Add f. Flash. Lot. Add s. Slot. Very nice job with your rhyming and your word play today, learners. Learners, I was excited to hear that you did all your letter sounds in a minute this week. So I have a new challenge for you. This time I'm going to show you only the lowercase letters, not uppercase and lowercase, only the lowercase letters, and see if you can do the letter sounds and the letters in less than a minute. A, P, P, T, D, D, U, W, Z, Z, I, B, B, O, C, K, X, X, Y, Y, V, V, K, K, G, G, F, F, H, N, N, S, S, J, J, Q, Q, M, M, L, O, R, R, E, C, H, Ch, T, H, S, H, Sh, W, H, W. Let's see how fast we went. Ooh, right at one. Let me make it so you can see 1 minute. 1 minute, 34 seconds. That's very good. Next week, I bet you can even do it in less than a minute. Keep working hard.
Today we're going to continue talking about consonant blends. Remember, in a consonant blend, 2 or more consonants are together, and when you read them, you say each sound. For example, S-L, you say s-l, sl, like the word slide or slip. Today we're going to practice making some words with L blends. I'll make them here with my magnet letters. You can get a piece of paper and pencil and write them at home too. Write the word slip. Now we're going to change one letter to turn slip into flip. What should we do? You got it. Change the S to an F. Fl, like flower, flip. Now we're going to change the vowel. So flip turns into flap. What should we put in there to make flap? Good. We need the A. Fl, ap, flap. Now let's change the L blend. So flap turns into clap. You got it. We're going to add the CL, like clock, to make clap. Next, we're going to change the ending. So clap turns into class. Very good. We need to put an S. But does that look right? There's something missing. You're right. We need 2 S's in the word class. Class. Now can you change one letter to turn class into glass? Good. Change the C to a G. Glass. Now we're going to make a long vowel word. Glaze. I like to have glaze on my donuts sometimes. A, Z. And what do we add to make this a long vowel word? Glaze. A silent E. Very good. Now let's turn glaze into blaze. Good. We need to change the G to a B. Blaze. Last one has 2 changes. Can you turn blaze into place by changing 2 letters? You're right. We need the PL blend. A. It could be C. It could be S. Which one is correct for place? It's just like the word face. You got it. The C. Place. Be on the lookout for some L blends in your reading and writing. One of my favorite ways to practice my high frequency words is to go on a word hunt and look for the words that I'm practicing in the books that I'm reading or even the stories that I'm writing. Today, we're going to go on a word hunt and we're going to be looking for these 2 words. The first one is many, M-A-N-Y, many. The second word is this, T-H-I-S, this. Let's look in a book called Amazing Beaches and see what we can find. Amazing Beaches, written by Torrin Anderson. Remember, we're looking for our high frequency words, this and many. Wow, what a beach! The world has many different types of beaches. Some of them are surprising or amazing. Did you see that high frequency word? Many. We found our first one. Hot water beach. Visitors to this beach dig holes in the sand. They're not making sandcastles. They want to sit in the warm water that comes up from beneath the sand. What did you find on this page? This. Great job. Glass beach. Glass items were dumped into the ocean as trash for many years at this beach. The waves and rocks made the glass smooth over time. Today, the glass looks like gems. Whoa, I spotted a few high-frequency words. What did you notice? You're right. There's many and this. Thanks for helping me with my word hunt. Now see how many times you can find this and many in your books at home.
Today we're going to read Bingo. But first, let's read something we already know. We already know the wheels on the bus. Let's sing the wheels on the bus together. The wheels on the bus. The wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round. The wheels on the bus go round and round, all through the town. Now let's get back to bingo. Bingo is the name of a dog. The dog lives on the farm with a farmer. I dressed up to be a farmer today. I have my hair in braided pigtails, and I wore overalls. Overalls go over your shoulder. Now, before we begin reading about Bingo the dog, I have a super secret message for you. This says top secret. Shh. Today when we're reading, there are some secret words in here we're going to try to find together. Will you help me? Let me show you the words that are top secret today. Here is the first word. This is the word was. Was. The next word is the word his. His. And the last top secret word is the word and. And. We're going to look for these three top secret words today in bingo. Remember, the words are was, his, and. Let's see if we can find these words today. Okay, back to bingo. So when we read about bingo today, we're going to learn how to spell bingo's name. These are the letters in bingo's name. B-I-N-G-O. We're going to say the letters 3 times in bingo's name. Bingo. There was a farmer who had a dog, and Bingo was his name. Oh, B-I-N-G-O. Come on, sing along. B-I-N-G-O. B-I-N-G-O. And Bingo was his name. Oh. Did you see the top secret words? You did. Before we look at the top secret words, there's something I have to show you. There's a letter in here. That's a little bit tricky. Did you know this letter? It might be hard to see on the camera. This is the letter A. Did you ever see such a silly letter before? A? A can look just like this silly letter. Now, let's go back to our top secret words. Let's take a peek. The first top secret word is the word was. Look, there's that special A in there. Was. Can you help me to try to find was in our song? There. Was. It's right here. Here's the word was. Was. There was a farmer. I wonder if we can find was again. W-A-S. Well, here's a word with W, but it just starts with a W. The rest is different. Here's was. We found the top secret word again. Was. And Bingo was his name. Let's look down here. And Bingo was his name. Thanks for helping me. The next top secret word is the word his. His. And Bingo was his. Oh. And Bingo was his. We found the top secret word his. Let's try it down here. His. And Bingo was his name. Oh. All right, we're doing a really good job. Okay, the last word was and. Do you think you could help me find and? And. Had a dog and. Who had a dog and Bingo was his name. Oh. Let me check to make sure this is right. A-N-D. A-N-D. A, the silly A. A-N-N-D-D. That's it. Wonder if it's down here too. And, oh, the same word, and. We found all 3 top secret words together today. Thanks for helping me. Let's read Bingo one more time. This time, let's say it like a song. Bingo. There was a farmer who had a dog, and Bingo was his name. Oh, B-I-N-G-O, 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 and Bingo was his name. Oh. We read Bingo. Now, some of you know that I like to change songs and poems around a little. Let's change Bingo to be about something else. I changed Bingo to be about something I like. Pizza! Let me read this new song to you called Pizza. Pizza. There was a teacher who was hungry, and pizza was her favorite. P-I-Z-Z-A, 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 and pizza was her favorite. Now you can change pizza around to be about something you like, something that's your favorite. I also like candy. Do you like candy too? There was a student who was hungry, and candy was their favorite. C-A-N-D-Y, 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 and candy was their favorite. At home, try to make your own songs. You could practice them and write them down like this. After you write them down, you can look for letters you know. I know the letter P because it's in my name, Mrs. Pastor. Look for letters you know. You can also find top secret words or snap words. We found was in bingo before. Find other words you know. You can also look for long words like teacher or favorite and count the syllables. Let's try teacher. 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 What about favorite? Favorite. Favorite. Good luck and have fun.
Hi, my name is Jennifer Bergen, and I teach kindergarten at Oak Ridge Elementary School, and I'm a National Geographic explorer. I was just enjoying being outside today and thinking about a vacation I once took to Florida. I was standing along a river, and then I looked down and I saw what kind of reminded me of a giant baked potato. It was an animal called a manatee. Do you know anything about manatees? I'm going to read you an article today all about manatees and one of my fellow explorers who researches them. But first, let's think a little bit about manatees to get us started. Based upon what I told you, or from your previous experiences, what do you know about manatees? Feel free to talk to someone in your home about manatees and see if they can share what they know. Here's a sneak peek of the front of the article I'll be reading to you soon. This is a picture of two manatees. Does this help you remember or learn more about manatees? All About Manatees by Jamal Galvez. My name is Jamal. Some people call me Manatee Man. I know a lot about manatees. Let me tell you about them.
My name is Jamal Galvez. I know a lot about manatees. Let me tell you about them.
Manatees are big animals. They live in warm, shallow water. That is water that is not very deep. Manatees are plant eaters. They eat seagrass and other water plants. They spend most of the day eating. Fast fact, some people call manatees sea cows. Do you think that is a good nickname? Why? Manatees are slow swimmers. Sometimes they swim upside down. Sometimes they roll. Manatees breathe air. They swim or rest under the water. Then they come to the surface to breathe. Fast fact, a manatee comes up for air every 3 or 4 minutes. A manatee's parts help it swim and find food in the water. Eyelids protect its eyes under the water. Lips hold and pull plants. Flippers help it steer. A strong tail helps it swim. Whiskers help it feel things. Nostrils help it breathe. These holes close under the water. A manatee is bigger than a person. Now you know more about manatees.
Now you know more about manatees. What did you learn?
I hope you enjoyed the article, All About Manatees. What is something you know about manatees? Maybe you knew it before we read the article together, or maybe it's something you just learned. Feel free to share what you know with someone in your home. We also learned about Jamal and the work that he does for and with manatees. Why is Jamal's job important? Tell someone your thoughts. That's all for All About Manatees. This article came from National Geographic's Young Explorer magazine, Voyager edition, which is specifically written for first grade learners. This is from the January-February 2020 issue. If you'd like to read this article again, or read more like it, go to the web link below, nationalgeographic.org/education/classroom-resources/explorer-magazine.
Welcome back, mathematicians, to another episode of At Home with APS for kindergarten and first grade. My name is Mallory Hughes, and I'm a kindergarten teacher at Discovery Elementary. I am so glad you are joining me. Today, we are going to look more closely at shapes and their attributes. Our goal today is to sort and classify objects according to one or two attributes. Remember, attribute is just the fancy word that mathematicians use for characteristic or feature. Let's get some practice training our eyes and brains to look closely at objects by playing the game, Which One Doesn't Belong? To play this game, begin by looking closely at each object. As you can see, there is a button, a donut, an orange slice, and a sandwich. What do you notice? Talk about all the things you see in each of the pictures. For instance, you might notice that the button is red and has 4 holes and a thick rim. Or you might notice that the donut has 1 hole and frosting and sprinkles. Then think about what you wonder. I wonder if that is a tiny hole in the center of the orange slice, where all the pieces come together. Lastly, decide on which one object doesn't belong with the other objects and why it doesn't fit. In this game, there is no right or wrong answer to the question, which one doesn't belong, as long as you can explain your thinking. Okay, let's see if you and I thought the same things or if we thought differently. The very first thing I thought after looking at each picture was that the red button doesn't belong because it's the only object that you cannot eat. You can eat a sandwich, you can eat a slice of orange, and you can eat a donut too. But then I noticed something else. all of the pictures except the sandwich are circular. See? The button is round, the donut is round, and the orange slice is round. The sandwich looks like a triangle, so it does not belong because it is the only object that doesn't have curves and isn't a circle. Wait. Now, I notice another picture that doesn't belong. I think the donut doesn't belong. It is the only picture that does not have a rim around the outside. What I mean is, this red button has this plastic rim, and an orange slice has an orange peel, which is like an outside rim. And a sandwich has a rim too with the crust. So I think the donut doesn't belong because it doesn't have a rim. Maybe you think the donut doesn't belong for a different reason. Or maybe you think there's a different picture that doesn't belong. Remember, there are a lot of possibilities in this game. And there's no right or wrong answer as long as you explain your thinking. Now that we are all warmed up, let's play a new game. This game is called Guess My Rule. And for this game, you will look closely at objects, or in this case, shapes. Then you will think what is the same and different about them to guess my rule. Since this game may be new to you, we're going to begin by playing it by looking for only one common attribute or characteristic first. Remember, attributes of shaped blocks can be color, size, shape, and thickness of outside lines. For this game, I will be the rule creator, and I will think of a rule in my mind using shape attributes. Some examples of rules could include, I could be thinking that the rule is that all the shapes have to be blue. Or my rule could be that all the shapes are squares. After I've thought of my rule, then I will begin placing shapes down for you to guess my rule. The shapes that follow my rule will be placed inside the circle, while the shapes that do not follow the rule will be placed around the outside of the circle. When you think you know the rule, then just say it out loud. Okay, let's begin. So you notice I've already begun placing some shapes. These shapes do not follow my rule because they're on the outside of the circle. But these shapes do follow my rule. Think, what attribute do they have in common? What is the same about them? Do you see an attribute that is the same for all the shapes inside the circle? Did you guess my rule yet? You may have noticed that I sorted the shapes by size. Large shapes belong on the outside of the circle. See them here? While small shapes went on the inside. Even though they're different colors, different shapes, and different thicknesses on the outside, they were still all small shapes. So yes, my rule is shapes are small. Let's play again. But this time my rule will include 2 attributes. Some examples of rules with 2 attributes include, I could be thinking that the rule is all of the shapes in the circle are both large and blue. Or my rule could be that all the shapes in the inside of the circle have thick lines and are squares. Remember, after I've thought of my rule, I will begin placing shapes down for you to guess my rule. The shapes that follow my rule will be placed inside the circle, while the shapes that do not follow my rule will be placed on the outside of the circle. When you think you know the rule, then you can just say it out loud. Ready to play? The large red triangle with thick lines follows my rule. But the small yellow triangle with thin lines does not. Neither does the small blue circle with thin lines. Oh, but the small red square with thick lines does. What do you notice about the shapes on the inside of the circle? What do you notice about the shapes on the outside of the circle? Do you see 2 attributes that fit all of the shapes inside the circle? Did you guess my rule yet? You may have noticed that I sorted the shapes by color and thick lines. Shapes in the circle had to have both attributes. They had to be red and have thick lines. So that was my rule. There are some shapes that have thick lines outside the circle, but I couldn't put them inside because they were not red. Also, there is a red square on the outside of the circle, but I could not put it inside the circle because it did not have thick lines. Now that you got the hang of it, let's play one more time. Remember, this time my rule will include 2 attributes. After I've thought of my rule, I will begin placing shapes down for you to guess my rule. The shapes that follow my rule will be placed inside the circle, and the shapes that do not follow my rule will be placed around the outside of the circle. When you think you know the rule, just say it out loud. Ready to play? The small yellow triangle with thin lines does not follow my rule, but the small blue circle with thick lines does. Ooh, and look, the small yellow circle with thick lines does too, but the small red square with thick lines does not. What do you notice about the shapes on the inside of the circle? What do you notice about the shapes on the outside of the circle? Do you see 2 attributes that fit all of the shapes inside the circle? Did you guess my rule yet? You may have noticed that I sorted by size and shape. Those inside the circle had to be small. And they were also all circles. So that was my rule. There is a circle on the outside, but I couldn't place it inside the circle because it was large. Also, there are a number of small shapes on the outside of the circle, but I couldn't put them inside the circle because they were not circles. Now it's time for a reflection. Before you go, I have one more thing that I want you to think about. Can you use what you've learned about sorting shapes by 2 attributes to try and answer my questions? Pretend you are playing the game button matchup with a friend. Your friend shows you this button. You need to match your button to 2 attributes of your friend's button. What button would you choose from the pictures below? Look at each of the buttons carefully. Notice their attributes, their size, color, shape, number of holes, their texture, and maybe even their edge or rim. What is similar about these buttons? What is different about them? Which button could you choose to match your friend's button? Why? Take a second and discuss all the possibilities with your family. Remember to explain why you chose that button. There are a number of possibilities or right answers, but you have to be able to explain why you matched that button with your friend's button up top. Here are some ideas for ways that you can continue having fun investigating attributes at home. Continue talking about attributes of objects by playing the game I Spy when you're sitting at home, or if you're going for a walk, or even if you're stopped at a traffic light when driving in your car. Use attributes such as size, shape, and color to describe what you see. Then have the people you're playing with guess the object you're describing. Look more closely at attributes of objects around your house, such as buttons. Maybe you can even play button matchup. Or building blocks. Perhaps you have some Legos or wooden blocks at home. You can dig out coins. You can even take out pens and pencils to find things, ways that the objects are alike. Then use them to play the game that we played together. Play Guess My Rule at home. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you had as much fun playing Guess My Rule as I did. And I hope you continue having fun investigating and describing attributes of objects at home. Take care and see you next week.
Hi, my name is Erin San. I am a teacher and a mindfulness coach. And what that means is I work with people just like you to help them use all of their senses to notice from moment to moment what is happening in their lives without judging anything, so they can stress and worry a lot less and smile a lot more. Today, I'm going to share with you a breathing exercise that will help you deal with anxious thoughts and feelings that you may be holding in your mind and your body. Anxiety is our body's response to thinking scary thoughts about situations in our lives. Maybe you're feeling anxious about school or what's happening in the world right now. Or maybe there's something at home that's making you feel uncomfortable and worried. We have a secret superpower in our breath that can help to calm our mind, to quiet those anxious thoughts so our mind isn't spinning like a snow globe. And our breath helps to bring us to this present moment so we feel grounded and centered in a place where you truly are safe. This exercise is called finger breathing, and all you need are your hands. All right? So get your hands ready. Shake them out if you want. The way this works is you're going to take your thumb and place it at the base of your pinky. And as you inhale, take the breath in, the thumb is going to slide all the way up to the tip of your pinky. And when you can't breathe in anymore, hold the breath and give a little tap, just where the two pinch together gently. And when you're ready to exhale, slowly let the thumb come down to the base of the pinky once again. Find a little pause as you move the thumb to the ring finger. And do it again. As you inhale, the thumb slides up to the tip of the ring finger. Once it arrives, give a little tap, a little pinch, and then slowly let the thumb drift down to the base of the ring finger as you exhale. And then pause as the thumb slides to the center finger. And inhale, slide the thumb to the tip. When you reach the very tippy top of that inhale, give a little squeeze, and then exhale, slowly let the thumb come down. And then the thumb comes to the pointer finger. Inhale as the thumb goes to the tip. Give a little squeeze. Exhale as the thumb comes down. And then go backwards. So this is kind of what it looks like when you're doing it on your own. Maybe your eyes are open, maybe your eyes are closed. And you're welcome to bring your hands down to your lap so you're more comfortable that way. You don't have to hold your arms up in the air. Let your hands rest comfortably wherever you want them to as you do your finger breathing exercise. You can do this anywhere, anytime that you notice that you're starting to feel uncomfortable or scared or worried about a situation. And when you bring all of your attention to breathing deeply and letting your fingers slide up and down, it hopefully will make you feel a whole lot more comfortable. Thank you so much for practicing finger breathing with us today. I look forward to seeing you again soon.
Second Step lessons are created by Committee for Children, who owns and controls all rights therein. Permission was granted to district to make and broadcast this video for educational use only by district parents, families, teachers, and counselors with students currently learning via television broadcast due to the impact of COVID-19. No other use of this video or Second Step lessons is permitted. Committee for Children, 2020. Hi everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about managing anxious feelings. Feeling anxious is when you are worried about something that might or might not happen. A little bit of worry can actually help us focus and try our best. Say you really want to do well on a math test. You'll probably put more time into studying so that you can do your best. But sometimes we can feel so worried that it's hard to think clearly and focus. And when we worry, we're usually thinking about something in the future. For example, will there be lightning and thunderstorms later today? What if I can't find a project that I like for my book report? One way to calm down strong feelings of worry and stress is to bring our attention and our focus back to the present moment. Our brain builder today is going to help us do just that. This is a grounding technique called 5-4-3-2-1. This technique will take you through your 5 senses to help remind you of the present. This is a calming technique that can help you get through tough or stressful situations. We'll start with one big belly breath, in through your nose and out. Number 5, look. Look around for 5 things that you can see and say them out loud. You could say, I see my dog. I see the pillow on the couch. I see a picture on the wall. Or I see a cloud in the sky. Number 4, feel. Pay attention to your body and think of 4 things that you can feel and say them out loud. You could say, I feel my feet warm in my socks. I feel my hair on the back of my neck. Or I feel the chair underneath my bottom. Number 3, listen. Listen for 3 sounds you can hear and say them out loud. It could be the sound of the air conditioner, the sound of a dog barking, or the sound of an airplane in the sky. Number 2, smell. Say 2 things you can smell out loud. If you can't smell anything, think of your 2 favorite smells. You could also move into a different room to find a smell in the kitchen. Number 1, taste. Say 1 thing you can taste. It may be the toothpaste from brushing your teeth, maybe it's bubble gum, or if you can't taste anything, say the name of your favorite thing to eat. Take another deep belly breath to end. Belly breathing and the grounding exercise you just learned are great tools to use to calm down strong feelings because you can do them by yourself, anywhere, at any time. We'll practice the grounding exercise together again next week. Positive self-talk is another calming strategy you can use when you're feeling worried. But sometimes our self-talk can be negative and make us feel worse. Let me tell you about Leah. Today is a big day for Leah. She's waiting to present her science project, a volcanic eruption demonstration. She's worked really hard on it. Look at Leah's face and her body and think about her situation. Does she look happy and excited to share her project? Nope. She feels worried or anxious about presenting her science project. Have you ever felt worried or anxious about something? Me too. Everyone feels anxious at times, but sometimes the feeling is so strong that your body feels uncomfortable and it's hard to think. For me, when I feel really worried and anxious, my stomach starts to hurt and I start to bite my nails.
When this happens, I have to calm down. Let's think of ways that Leah could calm down before presenting her project. What have we learned? Well, she could stop and name her feeling and do some belly breathing. So she tries this, and at first she does feel better. But then she starts thinking to herself, I'm not ready for this. I bet the eruption will look stupid and everybody will laugh. Leah is using negative self-talk, and now she wants to hide under her desk. Do you think the negative self-talk is helping her? What you say to yourself affects how you feel. Leah's negative self-talk tells her what might go wrong, and this makes her anxious, worried feelings even stronger and bigger. Positive self-talk helps you calm down. You can say things like, I can do this, or it's gonna be okay. Think about some positive self-talk Leah could use to help herself calm down. How about, I'm ready for this. I practiced a lot. I worked hard on my volcano, and I want to show everyone. Leah does some more belly breathing and uses some positive self-talk to help herself calm down. Now she's calm, thinking clearly, and ready to present her project. Now we're going to practice using positive self-talk to calm down anxious feelings. I'm going to read a scenario, and I want you to think about some positive self-talk that would help. Here's the first one. It's your first time riding the bus to school, and you're anxious about missing it. What could you say to yourself? Maybe you thought, it'll be okay. I'll set my alarm and I won't miss the bus. That would help. How about this one? You're last up to kick in the kickball game and the score is tied. You're worried you'll let down the team. What could you say to yourself to help you feel calm? You could say, I can do this. I'm going to try my best. How about this last one? It's your turn to present your book report, and you feel really anxious and can't remember what to say. How about a big belly breath? And then focus. I can remember. Positive self-talk does not have to be complicated. It can be a really simple, I can do this, focus. Today you learned how to calm down when you have strong feelings. Using positive self-talk can help you calm down when you feel worried and anxious about something. We're going to finish today's lesson with a song called the Calm It Down Dance. Feel free to stand up and follow along with the moves. The song is a great reminder to stop, name how you're feeling, and then calm yourself down, either using belly breathing or positive self-talk, or counting is another strategy that they might talk about. Have a great rest of the week, and I'll see you soon.
First, though, I need some robot poses. You guys give me a robot pose? How about you? Good. Ready for some music? Yeah! Pop, you're feeling, brain takes hold, and you could flip your lid. Stop, you've got to think it through. Just calm it down like this. Stop, and then you're feeling calm down. 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 Every day we can have strong feelings, strong emotions that send us reeling. But there are steps we can take to calm down. These are the keys to turn things around. Just stop, and name your feeling. Turn on your brain, start thinking. some counting. 1, 2, 3, 4. Calm it down. Use self-talk. I can do it, I can do it. And keep thinking. Stop, name what you're feeling now, and take some belly breaths. Say good things to yourself. Count and calm the feeling down.
Stop and name your feeling, calm down. Stop and name your feeling, calm down. Stop and name your feeling, calm down. Stop and name your feeling, calm down.
Say someone bumps you and you drop your stuff. You can't think clearly, you're feeling rough.
Just say stop, name what you're feeling. Take back your power, don't hit the ceiling.
Stop, name what you're feeling now, and take some belly breaths. Say good things to yourself. Count and calm the feeling down.
Stop and name your feeling, calm down. Stop and name your feeling, calm down. Stop and name your feeling, calm down. Stop and name your feeling, calm down.
Hola chicos, mi nombre es Ivanelsi Mejías y yo soy maestra en la Escuela de Inmersión Claremont. Hoy vamos a estar trabajando con las fracciones. Antes de comenzar nuestra lección de fracciones, me gustaría que practicáramos una rutina de sentido numérico. ¿Estás listo? Vamos a comenzar. Bien, y ahora vamos a comenzar nuestra rutina numérica. Esto es un tablero de 100. Y le llamamos un tablero de 100 porque los números están escritos del 1 al 100. Quiero que contemos de 10 en 10 y los números de 10 en 10 van a estar en esta línea. ¿Estás listo? Comencemos.
10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 y 100.
Muy bien, contamos de 10 en 10 y si te das cuenta, todos los números de 10 en 10 terminan con el número 0. Muy bien. Vamos a comenzar con nuestra lección de fracciones. Y en esta lección, yo quiero que tú pienses cómo tú puedes compartir justamente un alimento o algún objeto. Ese va a ser nuestro enfoque mayor en la lección de hoy. Continuemos. Nuestro objetivo de contenido para hoy es: el estudiante investigará las fracciones representando y resolviendo problemas donde dos personas comparten un entero en partes iguales. El objetivo del lenguaje es: yo puedo identificar y repetir cómo compartir un entero en partes iguales. Practiquemos algunas palabras de vocabulario antes de comenzar nuestra lección. Entero. ¿Qué es eso de un entero? Bueno, pues un entero es parte de una fracción. Un entero está dividido en pedazos y esos son los pedazos que tú puedes compartir justamente con otras personas. Otra palabra de vocabulario que vamos a utilizar hoy es partes iguales. Y partes iguales es cuando tú agarras un pedazo de algo y lo compartes justamente por la mitad o de manera que todos tengan la misma cantidad. En este caso, aquí tenemos una mitad. Otra palabra es compartir. Y compartir es cuando tú das de lo que tienes para que otra persona también disfrute de eso. Vamos a practicar cómo podemos compartir justamente. Muy bien, supongamos que aquí yo tengo una pizza. Este es mi entero. Recuerda, el entero es la parte de la fracción. Yo tengo una pizza que está dividida en 2 pedazos. Ahora, ¿cómo yo puedo utilizar esta pizza, este entero, para compartirlo justamente de manera que tú y yo tengamos la misma cantidad. Bueno, pues si yo agarro este pedazo de pizza y te lo doy a ti para que te lo comas, y luego yo agarro este otro pedazo de pizza y me quedo con él para comérmelo, ¿crees que tenemos la misma cantidad de pizza? Este es tu pedazo, este es mi pedazo. Sí, tenemos la misma cantidad de pizza porque nuestro entero ha sido dividido en partes iguales, justo en la mitad. Por lo tanto, una mitad es para ti, otra mitad es para mí. Y hemos compartido justamente nuestra pizza en 2 pedazos para 2 personas. Veamos otro ejemplo. En este ejemplo, ahora yo tengo más pedazos. Yo tengo 1, 2, 3 y 4 pedazos. Si yo quiero compartir estos 4 pedazos justamente para 2 personas, digamos, estos 4 pedazos lo vamos a compartir entre tú y yo. Vamos a ver cuántos pedazos le va a tocar a cada uno. Yo voy a decir que este pedazo es para ti. Yo voy a decir que este pedazo es para mí. Y quiero compartir contigo también este pedazo. Y yo entonces voy a quedarme con este pedazo. Entonces, si miramos este entero que ha sido dividido en 4 partes, tú puedes ver que hay 1, 2 pedazos que han sido compartidos para ti. Y entonces yo tengo 1 y 2 pedazos que son compartidos para mí. Tú tienes 2 pedazos y yo también tengo 2 pedazos. Como tenemos la misma cantidad de pedazos, ¿crees que hemos compartido justamente esta fracción? ¡Fantástico! Hemos compartido justamente porque los dos tenemos la misma cantidad. Si yo divido mi entero en la mitad, puedes ver que la parte de arriba que es roja es toda tuya y la parte de abajo que es azul es toda mía. Así que hemos compartido justamente un entero de 4 pedazos. 2 para ti, 2 para mí. Muy bien, y ahora vamos a repasar lo aprendido. José y Cristina quieren compartir 4 galletas justamente. ¿Cuántas galletas puede tener cada niño? Aquí tenemos a José y aquí está Cristina. Tengo mis 4 galletas. ¿Cuántas galletas tú crees que le va a tocar a cada niño? Piensa y discute con alguien en tu hogar. Muy bien. Vamos a ver cuántas galletas va a tener cada niño. Digamos que yo le voy a dar una galleta a José, una galleta a Cristina, una galleta para José, otra galleta para Cristina. ¿Cuántas galletas tiene cada niño? Muy bien, cada niño tiene 2 galletas. Por lo tanto, ¿han compartido justamente las 2 galletas? ¿Tienen la misma cantidad? ¡Fantástico! Han compartido justamente porque cada niño tiene 2 galletas. Recuerda, cuando compartes justamente, tú quieres que tú y tu amigo tengan la misma cantidad. Veamos otro ejemplo. En este ejemplo, queremos saber cómo podemos compartir los chocolates justamente en cada plato. Pero primero, ¿cuántos chocolates tenemos? ¡Fantástico! Tenemos 6 chocolates. Vamos a ver. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 chocolates. ¿Cómo puedo poner la misma cantidad de chocolates en cada plato para que todos tengan la misma cantidad? y podamos compartir justamente. Quiero que pienses y compartas con alguien en casa cuántos chocolates tú crees que va a tener cada plato. Muy bien, vamos a verificar si tu respuesta es correcta. Voy a poner un chocolate aquí, otro chocolate aquí. Hasta ahora cada plato tiene la misma cantidad. Un chocolate aquí, otro chocolate acá. Un chocolate aquí, otro chocolate acá. Ya no nos quedan más chocolates para compartir. Pero quiero saber si cada plato tiene la misma cantidad. Aquí hay 1, 2 y 3 chocolates. 1, 2, 3 chocolates. Así que en cada plato hay la misma cantidad de chocolates. ¿Crees que compartimos justamente? ¡Fantástico! Hemos compartido justamente porque los dos platos tienen la misma cantidad. Vamos a ver otro ejemplo de práctica. Continuamos practicando lo aprendido. Mariela y Rocío quieren compartir 8 fresas. Necesitan de tu ayuda para tener la misma cantidad de fresas. ¿Cuántas fresas tendrá cada niña? Mariela y Rocío. Recuerda que queremos que ellas compartan justamente. Queremos que las dos tengan la misma cantidad. ¿Cuántas fresas va a tener cada niña? Te voy a dar un poco de tiempo para que pienses y compartas con alguien en casa cuántas fresas tú crees que va a tener cada niña. Hay 8 fresas y son 2 niñas. Bien, veamos cuántas fresas va a tener cada niña. Si le damos una fresa a Mariela, una fresa a Rocío. Una para Mariela, otra para Rocío. Una para Mariela, otra para Rocío. Una más para Mariela, otra más para Rocío. ¿Cuántas fresas tiene cada niña? 1, 2, 3 y 4. Muy bien. 1, 2, 3 y 4. Cada niña tiene 4 fresas. Así que hemos contestado la pregunta, ¿cuántas fresas tendrá cada niña? ¡Fantástico! 4 fresas. Hemos compartido justamente porque las niñas tienen la misma cantidad de fresa. Recuerda, compartir justamente es cuando tú tienes algo y lo compartes de manera igual con otra persona. Mariela y Rocío han compartido justamente. Vamos a jugar. Vamos a jugar este juego que se titula Igual para Todos. Es un juego que puedes conseguir en la internet porque es de PBS Kids y te ayuda a identificar cómo puedes compartir justamente. Vamos a comenzar. Escucha las instrucciones con atención para que me ayudes a lograr la meta. Comencemos.
Jorge está entrenando a estos perros. Reparte las galletitas hasta que cada perro tenga igual cantidad.
Le damos una galletita a este perrito, otra galletita a este perrito.
Cuando todos los perros tengan la misma cantidad de galletas, presiona el silbato. Los perros están felices porque tienen cantidades iguales. ¡Buenísimo! Presiona el botón verde para seguir jugando.
Vamos a ver cuál es el próximo juego. Cuenta conmigo cuántos huesos hay. 1, 2, 3 y 4. Ahora comparte con alguien en casa cuántos huesos tú crees que le va a tocar a cada perrito. Recuerda que tú quieres compartir justamente. ¿Cuántos huesos le va a tocar a cada perrito? Fantástico. Vamos a ver. 1, 2, 2 huesos para cada perro. ¿Fue esa tu respuesta? ¡Fantástico! Vamos a verificar nuestro trabajo.
Eso es. Estupendo. Presiona el botón verde para seguir jugando.
Vamos a ver un último juego de práctica. ¡Wow! Veo muchos huesos encima de la mesa. Ayúdame a contar cuántos huesos hay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 y... Muy bien, hay 6 huesos. Comparte con alguien en casa cuántos huesos crees que le va a tocar ahora a cada perrito. Bien, vamos a ver cuántos huesos le va a tocar a cada perrito. Guarda tu respuesta para el final. Uno para ti, otro para ti. Uno para ti, otro para ti. Uno para ti, otro para ti. Cada perrito tiene 3 huesos. ¿Fue esa tu respuesta? Muy bien. Si habían 6 huesos y están compartiendo justamente entre 2 perritos, cada perrito va a tener 3 huesos. ¡Fantástico! Eres un excelente estudiante. Vamos a repasar lo aprendido. Imagina que tú y un amigo van a compartir cupcakes. ¿Cómo podemos compartir los cupcakes justamente para que los dos tengan la misma cantidad? Tú y un amigo van a compartir estos 4 cupcakes. ¿Cómo los puedes compartir justamente para que tú y tu amigo tengan la misma cantidad? Comparte tu pensamiento con tu familia y al final veremos si tu respuesta está correcta. Muy bien, vamos a ver si tu respuesta es correcta. ¿Cuántos cupcakes va a tener cada uno? ¡Maravilloso! Cada uno tendrá 2 cupcakes. Son 4 cupcakes y si los repartimos en la mitad, le tocan 2 cupcakes a cada niño. 2 para ti, 2 para tu amigo. Buen trabajo, campeón. Estoy súper orgullosa de todo el trabajo que has hecho durante esta lección. Continúa practicando las fracciones. Son súper divertidas y las encuentras a tu alrededor. Hola familia. Quiero compartirle algunos consejos de cómo usted puede ayudar a su hijo en casa fomentando las fracciones. Sabemos que las fracciones siempre es un poco difícil para los niños, pero hay muchas maneras divertidas y muchas cosas en la vida real que usted puede hacer para ayudar a su hijo con la destreza de las fracciones. Una de las cosas que puede hacer es la siguiente. Pueden pensar cómo pueden compartir justamente algún alimento. ¿Cómo pueden compartir ese alimento por la mitad? La forma más famosa y la que más le gusta a los niños es utilizar una pizza. Utilicen una pizza y traten de compartir la pizza justamente entre las personas que van a comer. Otra manera que usted puede ayudar a su hijo con las fracciones es diciéndole que el número que está arriba se llama numerador y el número que está abajo se llama denominador. Es bien importante que desde pequeño los niños reconozcan que el numerador es el número de arriba y el denominador es el número de abajo. Puede discutir las fracciones con su hijo siempre que te encuentres con ellas alrededor en la vida real. También puedes utilizar un pastel si están cocinando o si han comprado un pastel. Pueden utilizar un pastel y dividirlo entre 4, 6, 8, inclusive hasta para 2 personas. Esta experiencia será bien divertida para el niño y le ayudará a, por medio de la práctica y la experiencia de vida, recordar cómo compartir igualmente cantidades en la vida real. Gracias por escucharnos, gracias por estar con nosotros y esperamos que hayan disfrutado mucho de la lección de fracciones. ¡Hasta luego!